£50,000 relating to the Peterborough Station Quarter Levelling Up Fund. 2. Authority is sought to the Executive Director of Corporate Services and S151 officer to authorise the Council to enter into any legal property documentation relating to this matter. And 3. Authorises the expenditure of Towns Fund grant funding of £1.455 million relating to the CityLink Peterborough Station Quarter Works package. Are we content to agree those recommendations? Wholehearted yes, I'm sure. Thank you very much indeed. Item 9. Item 9 is a report regarding Peterborough Limited. This item can be found on pages 195 to 221 in the agenda pack. Councillor Ellis, Cabinet Member for Environment and Transport, will you please take us through this report?
Thank you, Leader. This report presents a recommendation that, if accepted, will see the Council terminate its operational services agreement within a year with Peterborough Limited. The operational services agreement refers to services delivered under the Aragon brand, including recycling and waste collections, street cleansing, management and maintenance of parks and open spaces, delivery of home-to-school transport routes, vehicle workshop facilities, premises facilities management, including building cleaning and property services. Services already discussed earlier today, including leisure, libraries and heritage services, will continue to be delivered via Peachhill, Peterborough Limited's subsidiary company, for at least the time being. The report sets out the rationale for this recommendation. To be clear, this is not about cutting costs or saving money, but it is about recognising and valuing the incredible work that Aragon staff deliver for this council. Without them, we would be stuck. Therefore, alongside Council Leader and myself and senior officers, we met with all the staff on Tuesday, and they were pleased about the recommendation being put forward, as were the unions. And it is my view that this is something that we need to take forward.
Thank you, Councillor Ellis. Indeed it was. It was a pleasure and a privilege to be there with you. Members, do we have any questions? Councillor Cole.
Thank you, Leader, and through you. I just wanted to ask whether the Council is seeking support from the unions in order to listen to the workers and take on board their feelings regarding these issues.
Thank you, Councillor Cole. Councillor Ellis.
Thank you, Councillor Cole. Absolutely, and we briefed them prior to the discussion with staff to make sure that the unions were there to support their members when the announcement was made. We'll be in contact with the unions all the way through, as will there'll be negotiations between the Council and Peterborough Limited management to make sure that the exit plans are put in place and are all correct. So yes, absolutely.
Heartening. Happy? Councillor Jamil.
Thank you, Leader. Councillor Angus Ellis, I'm heartened to hear that you had the support of staff when you met alongside with the leader. Now, can you give us, and you mentioned 12 months, can you give us sort of like a timeline? Is it going to take 12 months? Is it something you can do sooner? I say that because we recently took Serco and the staff back in-house, and that's worked successfully. And are we confident that we can do this with this contract as well?
The intention is that it's not going to take 12 months before we do anything. It's going to be in a phased approach between now and 12 months' time after this, you know, as long as this decision is made today. I'll hand over to Adrian Chapman if you want to put a bit more meat on the bone about that.
Yeah, thanks, Councillor Ellis. The organisation Peterborough Limited are required to provide the Council with an exit strategy. We are, subject to the decision being made today, going to serve formal notice and set out in that notice that we require that exit plan within 1 month. That exit plan, as Councillor Ellis refers to, will be a negotiated plan, but will likely include the phasing in of services in different groups, so that we're not waiting the full 12 months to receive services back inside the council, but instead can bring services back in a more gradual manner. It's safer to do that. We think we can start to achieve efficiencies far sooner, drive value from these services, but most importantly, settle staff into the council at the earliest opportunity. So think of 12 months as the absolute maximum, but we'll be working a lot harder to bring services in much faster.
Supplementary. And how confident are you that the residents will not see any lesser of a service or any reductions or anything?
Totally confident.
And thank you, Councillor Jameen. I'd like to add to that the reception that Councillor Harris and I received gives me great confidence that everything will go according to plan. So, any more questions? Anything for debate? If not, I'll move to recommendations. Ladies and gentlemen, Cabinet is asked to authorise the termination of the Council's Operational Services Agreement, OSA, with Peterborough Limited, PL, and the insourcing or cessation of the services thereunder on or before the 31st of March 2026. Delegate authority to the Executive Director for Place and Economy in consultation with the Director of Law and Governance and the Executive Director of Corporate Services, subject to satisfactory relevant due diligence to 1. On behalf of the Council, as shareholder of PL, issue directions and notices to PL, exercise its vote and give such consent as may be required to give effect to these recommendations. And 2. Negotiate and authorise entry into such documentation, issue notices and take all other steps as are reasonably necessary in the view of the Executive Director for Place and Economy to facilitate and give effect to the recommendations above. Are we content to agree these recommendations? Thank you very much indeed. And what I'd like to do is now bring the meeting to a close, but before I do, as we welcome Christine before, I'd like to bid a bit of fond farewell to our current S151 and Finance Director, Cecilia Booth, who this will be your last Cabinet meeting, not your last day, but certainly your last Cabinet meeting. Enjoy your holiday and enjoy the rest of your career, and thank you for all you've done for this Cabinet, this city and this Council over the past 3 years. Thank you. And as we've been talking about the Station Quarter, I'll now close the meeting and wish you a safe onward journey. Thank you.